It's been a while, but I had to come back to Tales from the Crypt. I can't believe I've done 11 of these already. At this point, I can actually imagine a day where I've covered every single episode. I think I'm just over a third of the way there, which is kind of wild to think about. I'll definitely continue exploring other shows and movies on this channel, but no matter what, I'll always come back for more Tales from the Crypt Keeper. These stories just keep pulling me back in. Our first story is from an episode called Easel Kill Ya from Season 3, Episode 8, originally airing on July 17th, 1991. Our story opens with Jack Craig, a struggling artist and recovering alcoholic who attends an obsessive-compulsive support group. Jack's fraught personality is clear immediately. He's intense, edgy, and battling inner demons. At the support group meeting, Jack meets Sharon, a hopeful and caring woman who quickly becomes attracted to him. Their chemistry is fragile. Jack tries to stay sober, but his anger and dark impulses simmer beneath the surface. Sharon urges him to channel his pain into his art, but Jack's frustration mounts as he can't seem to make a breakthrough. An argument with his downstairs neighbor over loud music causes a deadly accident. Instead of panicking, Jack snaps a photo of the gruesome scene, a twisted muse for his next painting. This murder becomes Jack's macabre inspiration. He creates a painting of the scene, a stark and vivid image of death and violence. The piece catches the attention of Malcolm Mayflower, an art collector with a fascination for morbid, death-themed works. Mayflower commissions Jack for more paintings, offering him money and status that Jack desperately craves. As Jack's art career seemingly takes off, he grows more detached from therapy and from Sharon, who worries about his descent. Next, Jack has a confrontation with his landlady over late rent, where tempers flare and Jack's volatile nature is fully revealed. In a moment of uncontrolled rage, he pushes her down a flight of stairs, where she lands on a pair of garden shears, killing her instantly. Instead of panicking, Jack snaps a photo of the gruesome scene, a twisted muse for his next painting. Sharon discovers the gruesome photos, and in a panic, she flees from the apartment only to be hit by a taxi. At the hospital, we learn that the operation to save Sharon will be expensive. Driven by desperation, Jack resorts to killing again, this time a random man in a hospital parking lot. He uses the man's blood and dismembered body parts as raw materials for his new artwork, hoping the piece will sell for enough to save Sharon. But the tragedy deepens when he learns the man he killed was the very surgeon who could have saved Sharon's life. Jack's guilt consumes him, but it's too late to reverse the consequences. The episode closes on a grim note, with Jack's artistic success stained by death and despair. Easel Kill Ya is based on a story from the Vault of Horror number 31. In the comic, the story centers around an artist who stumbles upon a car accident and finds unexpected inspiration in painting the macabre scene. His art is suddenly in demand, and he begins seeking out more tragic events to recreate on canvas. In the HBO adaptation, the story is reimagined with a darker, more psychological edge. Jack Craig, played by Tim Roth, is a desperate, alcoholic painter whose career is in shambles. When he accidentally kills a neighbor and paints the aftermath, the piece is hailed as a masterpiece. Encouraged by a wealthy collector, he continues to kill for his art, falling deeper into madness. The show expands Jack's character, presenting him as a tortured artist haunted by failure and addiction. Unlike the more straightforward moral tale in the comic, the episode dives into themes of exploitation, creative desperation, and the toxic allure of fame. Our second story is an episode called Creep Course from Season 5, Episode 9, originally airing on November 10th, 1993. Our story begins on a college campus, where Stella Bishop is a diligent and somewhat introverted student enrolled in an Egyptology class taught by the pompous and arrogant Professor Finley. Stella is passionate about the subject but is a bit socially awkward, clearly the brainy type. In stark contrast, Reggie Skolnick is a cocky, failing football player who's desperate to pass his finals but has no interest in studying. Reggie convinces Stella to help him cheat on Professor Finley's final exam, promising to return the favor some way. One evening, Reggie persuades Stella to accompany him to Professor Finley's house under the pretense of studying. The house is old and eerie, decorated with Egyptian artifacts and relics, hinting at the professor's obsession with ancient Egypt. While Reggie schemes to steal the exam answers from Finley's study, Stella stumbles upon a hidden passage that leads to a basement containing a mysterious ancient Egyptian tomb. The tomb is elaborately designed with hieroglyphics, statues, and ceremonial objects, evoking an aura of dread. Professor Finley suddenly appears and reveals the dark truth. He and Reggie have made a pact to provide a virgin sacrifice each year to the mummy of Pharaoh Ramseth, who demands a new bride to maintain his power and immortality.
Reggie, help me!
Finley, you son of a bitch!
Reggie, help me, please!
What's the matter with you? Can't you do anything right?
Hey, what? This isn't funny. Open up.
Finley believes the ritual keeps him young and successful, and Reggie is complicit, motivated by the professor's promises of grade boosts and protection. With Stella trapped in the tomb, Finley blows an old horn to resurrect the decaying mummy.
Come on, let me out. This isn't funny, man.
Using her knowledge, Stella dresses in ceremonial attire to impersonate the reincarnation of Ramseth's lost love, convincing the mummy that she is the destined bride. This ruse spares her life as the mummy accepts her. Meanwhile, Reggie becomes greedy and demands a higher grade from Finley in exchange for his silence about the plot. When Finley refuses, Reggie threatens to expose them.
I believe I have you over a very large barrel here. And I bet that some of that stuff you have hoarded away downstairs is worth a small fortune.
Well, you miserable little rat turd. Are you trying to blackmail me?
Just think of it as a last-minute renegotiation.
Did you see me pour both drinks from the same decanter? No, of course not. How could you? You weren't paying attention as usual.
Son of a bitch.
Reggie, how embarrassing. You look like the poster boy for Depends.
In a cruel act of vengeance, Finley embalms Reggie's internal organs alive, killing him gruesomely, a moment of dark poetic justice as Reggie's betrayal leads to his horrific demise, while Stella uses what she learned in class to turn the tables on Finley.
No, it's okay.
You know, there was something else you said in class. About how jealous Ramseth was. Let's see if you were right.
No, don't, Stella.
Oh, Professor Finley, one little kissy wissy for your favorite
No, Stella.
your favorite student.
No.
Look what I found.
No.
Stella, having survived the horrors of the tomb, is shown turning in a class project, showing that she might not have escaped with her sanity.
What's going on?
My name is Detective Connors, Miss Bishop.
Is there something wrong?
I'm afraid so. It's about your class project.
Did I get a good grade?
Now, let's go, Stella. We'll talk about it downtown.
Creep Course is adapted from The Haunt of Fear number 23. The original comic told a fairly straightforward tale. A college professor, obsessed with ancient Egypt, manipulates a student into a deadly ritual to awaken a mummy. The TV version keeps that skeleton, but fleshes it out with added twists and deeper character dynamics. In the episode, a shy student named Stella, played by Nina Simasco, is invited to a private after-hours study session by her professor, Finley, who harbors a dark obsession. He intends to use her as a sacrificial pawn in a ritual to resurrect a long-dead pharaoh. But there's more going on. Reggie, a seemingly helpful student played by Anthony Michael Hall, is also part of the setup. While it's important to acknowledge that actor Jeffrey Jones, who plays Professor Finley, has a controversial real-life history, I want to be clear that the focus here is on the episode's story, its themes, and the strong performances of the cast. The show's version adds depth, suspense, and a satisfying reversal, elevating a simple comic plot into a tense, character-driven piece with some great makeup work, especially on the pharaoh Ramseth. It's a highlight of Season 5 and a strong example of how the series could reinterpret EC's original tales for a more modern audience. Our final segment is from an episode called On a Deadman's Chest, from Season 4, Episode 3, originally airing on June 27, 1992. Our tale unfolds in the gritty world of rock and roll, focusing on the hard rock band Exorcist. The band is fronted by the egotistical and volatile lead singer, Danny Darwin. Danny's abrasive personality and controlling nature often puts him at odds with his bandmates, especially guitarist Nick Bosch. Tensions escalate when Nick marries Scarlett, a poised and intelligent woman whom Danny perceives as a threat to the band's unity. During a live performance, Danny publicly mocks Nick's marriage, dragging Scarlett on stage and making derogatory remarks.
Doesn't get too pussy with because sometimes Miss Scarlett here thinks she run this band. I'll tell you what, let's get this bitch off the stage.
This public humiliation leads to a backstage altercation where Nick confronts Danny about his behavior. Danny dismisses Nick's concerns, further straining their relationship. Later, in the band's dressing room, Danny encounters a seductive groupie named Vendetta. She entices him by revealing a snake tattoo that appears to move on her skin. Intrigued, Danny inquires about the tattoo artist responsible for such lifelike work. Vendetta agrees to introduce him to the artist, Farouche, in exchange for a sexual favor. The next day, Vendetta takes Danny to Farouche's parlor. Farouche is an enigmatic figure who believes that tattoos should reflect the true nature of the individual. Danny requests a tiger tattoo, symbolizing strength and dominance. However, Farouche insists on choosing the design himself, stating that he brings out what's inside a person. Upon completion, Danny is horrified to find a large, detailed portrait of Scarlett inked across his chest. Furious, he storms out, refusing to pay.
What the hell is this?
You like it?
It's Scarlett. That'll put you up to this, man?
Told you, your skin tells a story.
How could you do this to me, man?
What about my money?
You asshole!
Back at the band's shared residence, Scarlett confronts Danny about his unprofessional behavior and its impact on the band. Danny accuses her of trying to break up the group, further deepening the animosity between them. Desperate to remove the unwanted tattoo, Danny consults a plastic surgeon. The procedure leaves his chest raw and scarred, but the image of Scarlett persists, haunting him. Vendetta suggests that if he can't remove the tattoo, he should eliminate the source, Scarlett herself.
If you can't get rid of the tattoo, at least you can get rid of her.
Danny devises a sinister plan. He finds reconciliation with Nick and agrees to perform at their next gig. However, during the show, Danny sneaks away and confronts Scarlett in the bathroom. In a fit of rage, he murders her, believing this act will free him from her influence. After the performance, Danny meets with Vendetta, boasting about his deed. He removes the bandage from his chest, expecting relief, but instead, the tattoo has transformed into a grotesque image of Scarlett's bloodied face. Vendetta, however, sees the original, unblemished tattoo, indicating that the horror is personal to Danny. As Danny prepares for another performance, he experiences intense pain and notices movement beneath his shirt. On stage, the pain becomes unbearable, and he flees, seeking solace in a mirror. There, he witnesses the tattoo come to life, culminating in a gruesome and fatal climax.
That's right, Nikki. I killed him twice, man. Fucking bitch won't get under my skin anymore. No way, man. Fucking way. No way, man. No.
On a Deadman's Chest is based on Tales from the Crypt number 38. In the comic, the story involves a man who receives a strange tattoo that gradually leads him to ruin. The show updates the setting to the early 90s rock scene. Danny, played by Yul Vasquez, is the frontman in a rising rock band. After a drunken night out, he gets a tattoo from a seductive, mysterious woman named Vendetta. The tattoo, an image of his bandmate's wife, begins to move, bleed, and slowly unravels his sanity. Unlike the comic where the tattoo is symbolic, the episode makes it supernatural. Directed by none other than William Friedkin of The Exorcist fame, the episode carries a gritty, aggressive tone. It explores themes of jealousy, self-destruction, and the toxic dynamics in creative partnerships. The tattoo becomes a literal and metaphorical infection, eating away at the band's success in Danny's mind. While the comic was more of a quick morality tale, the episode leans heavily into body horror and rock and roll paranoia. Friedkin's direction gives it a cinematic feel. Each of these episodes takes the skeleton of its comic book origin and adds flesh, blood, and plenty of gore. Transforming mid-century horror morality plays into character-driven, psychological nightmares. And I, for one, absolutely love these stories. But that's all I have for you in this one. Take care, have a good weekend, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.